Welcome to Get Your Life podcast. My name is Liz Gonzalez, aka Lizzie G, and I just want to talk about our kids. Everyone in the audience who has kids, being a parent is hard. Adulting is hard. Being a parent is hard. We're always trying to figure out if we're doing something right. If we don't want to scar our kids, and we realize how we were raised, and there's some things that we loved about how we're being raised, and there's other things not so much. And we're always trying to figure out, am I doing this right? Or am I being too lax? Am I being too harsh? And it's just all these questions because you just want to be a good parent, and you don't want to be the reason your kid is sitting up in therapy talking about they hate the world. You just don't want to be that person. So parenting is hard, but I did want to talk about making sure that we explain things to our kids in a way that they understand. Even if what we're trying to explain may not make a lot of sense, try to explain it instead of saying, because I said so, or because we just don't, or just because I don't know, I just don't want to. Like, when our kids are asking questions, we want to be able to give them some form of explanation. For instance, let's talk about Halloween. That's a good one, where a lot of people who are Christian will say they don't celebrate it for various reasons. Me myself, I didn't grow up celebrating it. I know I have three brothers, and we have large age gaps between all of us. Like, my older brother, Lidum, he is 4 years older than me. Lawrence is behind me. He's 3 years younger than me. And behind Lawrence is David, who is about 5 years younger than, 5 years? That's why my math was jacked up. I thought they were 5 years apart, but they're like 6 years apart. Like something like that. 87, 93. Yeah. Um, so my parents didn't really care nothing about no trick or treat and no Halloween or whatever. And especially after they were just like, that just seems demonic. All the scary stuff, people dressed up as scary stuff, that's just not Christian. But before they got into that, it was just kind of like they just didn't really care about it. That wasn't something that they wanted to spend extra money on. They went to work, they worked hard for their money. They're not about to buy costumes. If you had to decide, buy costumes, buy food. It didn't really go together. I remember one year for sure, they didn't buy us costumes. I had to be in third grade. Me, Doom, and that's what I call my older brother, Doom, and Lawrence, we just put on mismatched clothes on top of each other. And when people asked us what we were for Halloween, we said we were homeless people. Because essentially that's what you're doing, begging for candy, going door to door. I'm just saying. So we was like, we homeless. Give us some candy. They gave it to us. They was like, y'all look real homeless. I'm gonna ask them if they remember that. But long story short, my children, Gabriella's 5, Isaiah's 3. He don't know no better, so he don't ask them about no trick or treating. But at his school, they have a trunk or treat where they go door to door, in the building. Before COVID happened, parents could pull up and open their trunks and give out candy, and then the teachers would do it too. But COVID hit, they just do it in the building. So I don't care about dressing them up, but I am the type of person where when I buy stuff, it has to have multiple purposes. So instead of buying like Isaiah a Spider-Man costume, I got him Spider-Man pajamas, which is the Spider-Man suit, but it's pajamas. That way, it's his pajamas he can wear to sleep. It has a dual purpose to it. So that's what he would wear. Or like, same thing with Gabriella. If she had a recital, because she does ballet, and they had a little cute costume, I would just put that back on her and put some on her little face at the time. But so that's what we did for those last few years. But this year, she asked me, she was like, "Hey, mommy, are we going trick or treating?" And I was like, "Oh, baby, no, no." And she was like, "Mommy, why not?" And I just kept it 100 with her. I was like, because mommy doesn't go door to door begging for candy. It's kind of not a good use of my time. Kind of makes mommy feel poor. And it's kind of cold. And mommy just doesn't like doing that. So, how about mommy goes buy some candy and we can watch YouTube videos about pumpkins and stuff. And we can just eat candy and popcorn and laugh, and you can wear your little costume thing you got going on. And she was like, cool, because my daughter's like me. She's like, how long we got to walk to get this candy? I'm like, our neighborhood big. You want to walk door to door? Oh, mommy, it's going to be too much walking. So she will jump on the idea of, oh, so I don't have to work for this candy. I could just sit here and have it. And so it's easy to sell her on anything that doesn't require work. Isaiah, once again, he's too young to care, and he did trunk or treat at his school, so it was like whatever. But I just kept it 100. That's my reason. It ain't got nothing to do with the origins of Halloween. I honestly don't care. If you're a Christian and you celebrate Halloween, do you, boo boo, and if you don't, also do you, boo boo. I don't. I do things based on my convictions. If I don't feel convicted by it, then I'm not worried about it, and I'm not worried about whoever does whatever. But my main reason is I'm not about to be walking door to door, feeling homeless, feeling like that third grade little girl that was dressed up like a. In fact, we said bums. I think that's what we were saying. We're like we're bums. We are bums. I don't want to feel like a bum. I don't feel like that third grader that my parents can afford costumes, so I was forced to dress like a homeless bum and beg for candy door to door. I don't want to go back there. And I probably need therapy for that. And it's okay. But if you want to take my kids trick or treating, be my guest. Liz, just not doing it. I just don't believe in doing that. Just not a good use of my time. So, anyway, saying all that to say, if you don't want to celebrate certain things, just tell your kids why. Because that whole just because we don't, or you don't really know why, I mean, they're just going to probably grow up doing it. If you don't celebrate a certain thing and you don't explain the reasons, of course your kids are going to be adults and they're going to make their own decisions. But it's good to know, for them to know a basis of why they don't do something or why they weren't allowed to do something. Because at the end of the day, I mean, the people, I heard this quote, I think, was it Kev on stage? I think he said it. He was just like, don't nobody celebrate Halloween harder than church kids who never got to celebrate it. Which is true. You know, if your parents kept telling you it was demonic, this, that, and other, and you see a lot of people being in fun costumes and not anything scary, and people just enjoying their time, taking their kids trick-or-treating or whatever, having little fun parties, then you don't see the harm in it. And so it just, we just got to do better explaining to our kids why we don't do stuff. And you think I'm terrible for just not wanting to go door to door begging for candy? That's your judgments and your opinion. You can stick to them, but that's just my reason. So let's make sure we explain to our kids. If it's Christmas and you don't celebrate it, explain to them why you don't celebrate it. If it's Hanukkah, Easter, whatever, New Year's Eve, whatever holidays you don't celebrate. If you're Jehovah's Witness and you don't celebrate because of religious reasons, just make sure that your kids understand, so they don't grow up feeling all left out and trying to rebel against the world because they don't get why they didn't get to have any fun and everybody else did. You know, that's that. Because I said so just don't work, because they're just going to grow up and do it anyway. So make sure you have something better than because I said so. Until next time, I hope you like my top. So I've been trying to dress for y'all. Some people say, where do you get your clothes from? These sweaters that I've been wearing the past 3 videos. I think this one's from Ross, and the other 2 were from Marshalls. So if you got time, you got a little extra cash, go in there and get you something. Y'all have a good one. Bye.